Okay. Well, thank you so much for showing up to Strong and Sustain. This is a talk where there's no judgment, no finger pointing, just science, practical tools, and a conversation that every man deserves to have. So buckle up. It's gonna get interesting. Okay. He told himself he'll deal with it after this project, after the holidays, after things will calm down. He was tired, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. His shoulders stayed up near his ears. He stopped going to the gym. He stopped calling his friends. He stopped noticing any of it because he was too busy holding everything together. He was the rock. He that was his job. And rocks don't complain. One more day became one more week. One more week became one more year. 5 years later, nothing had changed except him. Then came the diagnosis. Nothing dramatic at first. High blood pressure, prediabetes, early signs of something the doctor had a long name for. All of a sudden, the rock needed care. His wife took on more. His kids watched differently. The family organized around him. The very thing that he had spent years trying to prevent, becoming a burden, happened anyway. Just slower, just quieter, just with more time for everyone to pretend it wasn't happening. But that wasn't the tough part. That wasn't the part that hit him the most. It wasn't the diagnosis. It wasn't the prescription pill that he now had to take every morning or the blood pressure logs that he had to keep up with. It was watching his wife staying up night, trying to figure out the math of how she was going to care for their children if he passed away. It was realizing that his mom would call and the first thing she would ask is if what was he eating? That instead of his brother asking how was his day, he would ask, "Did you take your medicine already?" That his kids would hold his breath every time that he rubbed his chest when he had chest pains. Everything has changed so drastically and yet so slowly. And now there was no salad that could fix it. 2, 3 years ago, an extra 2 salads a week, a 10-minute walk down the block, that would have taken care of it. But now it's going to require visits to the specialist. It's going to require prescription medications and a massive overhaul of his lifestyle, just so that he can reverse the thing that could have been stopped if he had only gone to the doctor and get a checkup. The numbers don't lie. Sorry, go back one. Okay. I want to tell you about 3 different men, and maybe you have been one of those, or all three at different points in your life. Or maybe you recognize them as your father, your husband, or your brother, or your son. The pusher. One more day. That turns into one more year. He keeps going no matter what. Tired is just a Tuesday. Pain is a background noise. Rest is for later. He believes the family needs the version of him that never stops. So he never lets himself start. But this has a cost. It has cost him his body signals. His body learned that they don't matter anymore. Until one day, his body stops sending them all together. The deflector. I'm good. He says it so often he almost believes it. He's not lying. He genuinely doesn't register signals anymore. He learned to reroute around himself. Everyone thinks he's fine because he says it all the time. I'm fine. The cause? The people who love him stop asking. They learn to manage around him instead of with him. Now let's talk about the delayer. When things calm down, he'll deal with it when it becomes a real problem. But hypertension doesn't announce itself. Pre-diabetes doesn't hurt. The things that kill men most often feel like nothing until they feel like everything. The cause? Every year of a delay is a year of compounding. Preventable becomes serious, and serious becomes crisis. So, can you recognize yourself in any of this? In any of this, people? Somewhat? Okay.
Yeah, somewhat.
All right, I'm going to show you the numbers because they don't lie. They don't judge either. And it's not a scare tactic. It's just meant to inform you. So science says most of these outcomes are preventable. That's the message, okay? So 5 years, 5 to 6 years earlier. Men die 5 years earlier than women on average. And most of them are preventable causes. Yes. 60%. No doctor. Men under 50 say they avoid the doctor unless something feels seriously wrong. The problem is that none of the things we're talking about feel wrong until there's too late. A build-up to a heart attack feels like nothing until you're in the emergency room dying, right? 2 times more likely. Men are twice as likely to be diagnosed with cardiovascular disease before 65. Twice as likely. 80%. 80% of it is preventable. Premature male deaths could be delayed or prevented with lifestyle changes and screening if we do them in a timely manner. 80% is a huge number. It's a huge number. Now, why consistency beats intense bursts? We're going to talk about movement, and I don't mean let's go to the gym and kill it. I mean, what is the amount of movement that you need in order to prevent the things that could kill you later in life? You'll be surprised to know that only 11 minutes of moderate activity daily reduces your cardiovascular mortality risk by 17%. That's equal to 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week. But consistent beats intensity every time. A short daily movement builds mitochondrial density. Your cells literally get better at producing energy. A 10-minute walk after lunch does more for your glucose regulation than 1 hour at the gym once a week. Yeah, your cortisol window. Moderate movement and zone 2 cardio lowers cortisol. High intensity without recovery raises it. Chronic elevate cortisol breaks down muscle tissue, the opposite of what most men want. Sitting is the hidden variable. Men who sit 8+ hours daily show 40% higher all-cause mortality, even when they exercise. Because it's not about what you do at the gym, it's about what you do all day afterwards or before, right? Move plus sleep, compound interest. 30 minutes of daily movement improves the sleep quality by 60%. Sleep is when your body repairs muscle and regulates hormones. Okay, every man should prioritize these. Not because something is wrong, but because knowing your numbers is how you stay in control. So, blood pressure. We need to check it since we're 18 years old and up, at least 1 to 2 a year. Okay? Hypertension has no symptoms. It kills silently. That's why it's called a silent killer for a reason. Blood glucose and HbA1c. From 36 years old and up, every 3 years, you should know what your sugar levels are. Type 2 diabetes builds quietly. Catching prediabetes early can fully reverse it. Your cholesterol. You need to know what your cholesterol levels are from 35 years old and up. At least check it 4 to every 6 years. High LDL narrows arteries with zero symptoms until there is a cardiac event. Colon cancer screening every 10 years is the second leading cancer cause in men. Caught early is 90% survival rate. If you don't, completely different story. PSA or prostate, 50 and up, 45 if you're a high risk. Discuss it annually with your doctor. Early conversations with your doctor, more options. Highly achievable when found earlier. Testicular self-exam, since you're 15-year-olds to 35-year-olds. Check yourself every month. Most common cancer in men between 15 and 35 years old. And it only takes 2 minutes and you could do it yourself. I know it's super uncomfortable to have these conversations, especially in a live call. But that's the reason the men don't check these things, because they don't talk about them, because they don't know. Okay, we're gonna talk about what nobody told you about how stress works in your body. And I want to talk about stress not in like, have you done yoga lately kind of way, but let me show you what actually happens in your body when you have high cortisol. And let me tell you that knocking through it and powering through stress does not fix it. It doesn't lower your cortisol just because you powered through the problem. So, the perceived threat. Brain cells tell the difference. Brain cells cannot tell the difference between a deadline and a conflict or a lion. It's a threat, it's a threat, it's a threat. Whether it comes from your computer or it comes from the jungle, it's a threat. Your HPA axis activates hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal release, cortisol, plus adrenaline. Body in crisis mode. Blood sugar spikes, your heart rate goes up, digestion pauses, immune function drops. Chronic exposure. When it never shuts off, fat gets storage in your belly, muscles get lost, sleep gets disrupted, and you start getting depressed. When this happens continuously, month after month, year after year, guess what happens? You're breaking down your muscles, breaking down your sleep patterns. You're getting sicker and sicker because you think you just powered through stress. And it doesn't work that way. Why this matters especially for men? Because your testosterone and your cortisol are inversely linked. Chronic stress suppresses testosterone. Low T, low energy. Low drive, low muscle mass. Not just getting older. The mask of anger. Men are more likely to express stress as irritability or withdrawal. The nervous system is dysregulated. It just looks different. Cardiovascular load. Male hearts show stronger cortisol-induced BP spikes and take longer to return to baseline. Stress hits men's heart harder than women. The toughen it out trap. Suppressing emotional stress doesn't reduce the cortisol. It increases. Social connection, not isolation, is a nervous system regulator. So, talk to your friends. Excuse me. Okay. I want you to take 3 minutes and be honest with yourself. What you're seeing right now on the screen is a safe self-evaluation. There's no perfect score, there's no good or wrong. It's just to give you an idea of what you need to be doing next. So I'm gonna mute myself so that you can think about the score that you're gonna get and write it down. And I'll tell you what that means in a minute. All right. Did you figure out your score?
I have one question. The
Sure.
number, the point one, has 3 questions different, and I have 3 different answers, 3 different numbers.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Ask me that question again because I can barely hear you. I don't know why.
The point number one has 3 questions, and for that questions, I have 3 different numbers. We can guess
So
it.
it's right. That's fair. So I guess overall on the three numbers, which one is the average of the quality of your sleep? So if you focus on the quality of your sleep, what number would you give it?
3.75.
Okay. And so the addition of all those numbers, what score did he give you?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So the quality of your sleep plus the energy and vitality plus your movement plus your stress levels plus your emotional regulation plus your preventive care give you a total number. What is that number?
Because I have one moment. I need to do
Okay.
the math again, because the six the number 6 has 2 questions, 2 different numbers. One moment, I do the
I
math again.
guesstimated for my husband and I came up with 20, what was it, 21?
21?
I just
Okay.
guesstimate for him because I don't know.
Well, if anyone would know other than him, it would be you, right?
But
Okay. So if you score between 24 and 30, you're in a groove. You're in a good place, right? This is just information to dip in and go deeper into everything that you have been doing.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I had this in 19.
19. Okay.
Okay.
So if you
And
score between 15 and 23, it means that there is some room to grow. And it would be beneficial if you pick one area out of the six to focus on. If you score 6 to 14, we should talk because you need some support to bring this number up just a bit, okay? And I'll show you at the end of the presentation how you could get in touch with me, okay? So all of this is information. There's no judgment. What is showing you the things that you should be focusing on. So if you're in the middle, like that 15, 23, then pick one of those six areas that you should be focusing on for the next month. What do you think you should focus on?
exercise, moving intentionally.
Exercise?
Yes, exercise. I need to do more. A lot of
Okay,
more.
fair enough. All right. Thank you for taking the time to taking this audit. Now let's do an actual fit in a busy workday. So how we translate those numbers into actually things that you can do, right? No gym required, no 5 a.m. alarm, no guilt. We're gonna make it very simple for you to get those numbers up within the next few months. So the first thing we're gonna look is at your morning. What are the couple things that you can do in the morning that could help you change things around, right? So before your phone, 5 deep breaths. As soon as you wake up, just breathe. The 4-7-8 method. Okay. We could do 10 body weight squats. 10 squats, right? When we get out of bed, and drink 16 ounces of water. All of these things don't take more than 5 minutes, but it helps you regulate your cortisol before the day even hits you. So you start with a low level of cortisol before problems come your way, right? The next thing we need to do within 90 minutes of waking up is eating a protein breakfast. So like 30 grams of proteins within 90 minutes of waking up. This helps you stabilize glucose and suppresses your cortisol spikes. You could do things like eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shakes, Please avoid the coffee and the pastries in the morning. We're not doing that. We gotta do protein first, and then we can have our coffee and your pastry if you really need to, okay? Midday. This part is super important. If you don't take anything else out of this call, take this part. The 10-minute walk after lunch. Post-meal walking reduces your glucose spikes up to 30%. It clears your mental fog and it resets your nervous system. The single highest ROI habit in this deck. So if you don't do nothing else, take a walk after you have your lunch. And then this one I love because it really helps your nervous system is the micro decompression. 10 minutes block between meetings. Step away from the screen. Eyes focus. Windows gazing. No scrolling. Your nervous system literally needs this. So it's just 10 minutes when you're not involved in anything but your own body and your environment. Okay? I know it sounds a little scary to step away from your phone, but your nervous system will really, really thank you. Don't worry, you won't miss that really important text message you're waiting for. Oh, okay. In the evenings, window down anchor. Same bedtime window within a 30-minute difference, because sometimes you're not gonna hit it every night at the same time, but try to keep it within that 30-minute window every night. You're gonna dim the lights after 9 p.m. No screens for 30 minutes before bedtime. Your circadian rhythm responds to these cues, and if you give it the same cue over and over again. Think of it as when you are trying to train a baby to go to sleep and have a bedtime routine. You do the same thing every night, and the baby knows that a certain time is time for bed, and he doesn't have it because he has a clock in his hand. He knows it because of the things you do before bedtime. Excuse me. Man, those allergies, crazy. Okay, so 2 times a week, we want to do resistant training. Minimum effective dose for muscle preservation and testosterone support. Consistent progressive load, 30 to 45 minutes twice a week. The minimum effect doses for your body. Okay, so this is the same thing I just showed you, but in a schedule, right? So that it looks doable to you. What are we going to do? On Monday, we're going to take that 10-minute walk. On Tuesday, we're going to do that resistance training. On Wednesday, we're going to do a 15-minute walk because we want to increment a little bit. And then on Thursday, we're going to actively rest. Rest is super important, right? You could do stretch, you could do yoga, you could do things to help your muscles. And Friday is resistance again. And Saturday, we take a longer walk, hopefully outside with some trees and the sun and some air, right? Because we want to reconnect with the environment and with someone else if possible. So go for a walk with your best friend, with your son, with your daughter, with your husband, with your neighbor. Talk to someone during this walk, not with your phone. Full reset on Sunday, right? This is part of the protocol. It's not an optional. You're gonna have to rest, and I need you to do that on Sunday so that on Monday you can hit it up really good and ready, and we can keep this going. Okay? All I'm asking you for is for 2.5 hours a week in a week that has 175 hours. I'm asking you for 2.5 hours. That's it. Nothing more. Okay. I know this one is going to hit you hard, but we got to talk about it. Your need for connection as a man is actually biology. Okay? It's not weakness, it's biology. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay? The U.S. Surgeon General Advisory on Loneliness and Isolation 2023. It says the data is unambiguous. Social connection is not a self-perk of life. It's a biological necessity. It's as critical to survival as food, water, and sleep. I'm going to say that one more time. It's a biological necessity, as critical as food, water, and sleep. Loneliness is a physical risk factor. Social isolation increases the risk for cardiovascular disease by 29%, stroke by 32%, and early death by 62%, comparable to smoking 16 cigarettes a day. Being lonely is as dangerous as you putting 15 cigarettes in your mouth every single day. Men and friendships. Men's closest friends peak at 25 and decline without active effort. After 40, many men have only a partner as their primary emotional connection. I'm here to tell you that it's lovely that you love your wife. You need more people in your life. It is great that you have a girlfriend. You need a best friend. Okay? The Pivot theory, co-regulation. The nervous system is calm by a safe human presence. This is not a metaphor. This is not, oh, it sounds really good to have company. This is how our biology works. Being with other people that help you feel safe regulates your nervous system. It literally lowers your cholesterol and your cortisol levels, I'm sorry. The permission that you're waiting for. Men want to connect, but they don't act on it. And the number one reason they don't is because they think that the other men don't want to connect either. And the truth is that they do, just as much as you do. So reach out first. This is a health intervention. Reach out to the men in your life, to your father, to your uncle, to your best friend, to your cousin, to your neighbor. Call another man in your life and have that conversation. So I am going to ask that this week you text one person that you've been meaning to connect. That's it, just one text, and just tell them, hey, how are you? Just checking on you. You would not imagine how long and how much that one text can do for another man. Okay, before you leave this call, I'm going to address something that you're probably thinking, and I'm going to address it right now because I know that you're thinking, I don't have enough time. Guess what? You do have time. That 10-minute walk, that 5-minute recess, those 30-minute resistance sessions, that only adds up to 2.5 hours in a week that has 168 hours. This is not a time problem. This is a prioritizing problem. And I want to remind you that you are the rock of your family. But if your floor is not solid, if your foundation is not solid, that rock is going to crack and your family is going to be affected by it. So the same reason that you are pushing through it and knuckling through it and saying, I'll take care of it later, that is the same reason you need to turn around and look at yourself and take those 2.5 hours for yourself so that your foundation is solid and so that rock doesn't break and so that your family can have that rock for years to come. Deal with it when it becomes a problem. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's a problem right now. The only difference is that you don't know that it is. But it is a problem because heart disease doesn't make any noise. It doesn't have any symptoms until it's a problem. Type 2 diabetes, hypertension, they work in silence quietly. They don't tell you that they're going to kill you one day. So the problem is today. It's not tomorrow, not 10 years from now. It's today. And we need to address it now because right now, 2 salads a week and 10-minute walks can still prevent it, can still deter you from that road where you're going to have to take medication down the road. Stress is just part of the job. No, it's not. Hear me loud. Stress is not part of the job. It's not in your job description. It's not what you sign up for. Chronic unmanaged stress is biologically active. It suppresses testosterone, damages your cardiovascular system, and is shortening your lifespan. That is not what you sign up for when you sign up for that job. You sign up to do a job, and there is a way to manage your chronic stress. simple things, the ones that I just taught you how to do, don't require you for you to change your whole lifestyle. But it can help you manage that stress so it doesn't have to be part of the job. I'm not the type to talk about it. I don't talk about this stuff. I'm not asking you to talk. I'm not asking you to go to therapy. 1 second, please. I'm not asking you to go to therapy. I'm not asking you to talk about your feelings. I'm not asking you to open up all your child trauma. I'm asking you to go to the doctor and know your numbers. The same way that you would prepare for a long trip and take care of your car and make sure it has oils and good tires, I need you to do that for yourself. I need you to know your blood pressure numbers, your cortisol levels, and schedule that visit with your doctor. These are practical, intelligent moves. They're not emotional moves. This is how you protect the same family that you go to work for, by taking care of yourself today, not tomorrow. Okay. Before we close, I'm going to invite you to do 2 things. The first one is, if this session move you, imagine what it could do for your team. Alex Coe delivers science-backed, story-driven wellness programming for organizations ready to invest in the whole person, not just productivity. So, if you think that this could work for your corporations, if other men in your workforce need to hear this information, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. And before we close, I would like you to join me in a meditation. Would you like that? Yes? No? Thumbs up? No meditation? Just meditation?
I meditate every day in the morning, few minutes.
Good. So let's do a meditation together to close the session. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna stop sharing so that then we can focus on this meditation that we are gonna do together. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Before we close, I want to give you something you almost never get in a workday. No more information, no more action items. Just a few minutes that belong to you, entirely to you. I'm going to guide you through a short meditation, 6 parts, about 10 minutes. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and let your gaze go soft. If closing your eyes doesn't feel right, that's okay too. Just let yourself arrive here. Just breathe. Let's close this session the way we open it. Now with more information, with something you don't actually give yourself. A moment to just arrive. Feel where your body touches the chair. The weight of your shoulders, the back of your legs. Let the floor hold you for a moment. You don't have to hold anything right now. Good. You're here. That matters more than you know. I want you to check with your body right now. not to fix anything, not to judge anything, just to notice. Where are you holding tension? Your jaw, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach. Just notice it. Name it slightly to yourself. That tension is information. Your body has been trying to tell you something. It has been patient with you. Now think about something your body did for you this week. It woke you up this morning. It carried you through meetings, through hard conversations. It digested, circulated, prepared, breath, without you asking, without you noticing, every day. Your body has been showing up for you every day. I want you to bring someone to mind. Someone who counts on you. Your son, your daughter, your partner, a parent, a friend. Someone who, if you call them right now, would answer on the first ring. Feel what it's like to love them. The weight of the love, the warmth of it, the way you do almost anything for them. Now hear this. The best things you can do for that person is take care of yourself. Not instead of them, for them. Think about what it costs when you don't. They worry when you push through. They hold their breath when you say you're fine. And they know you're not. They will give anything for you to be here, fully here, for a long time. They're not asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to stay. I want you to picture 6 months from now. You have been doing the small things, the 10-minute walk, the protein at breakfast, the appointment you finally scheduled. Breathe. Inhale. See that version of yourself. You wake up and you're actually rested. Your energy doesn't run out by 2 p.m. You're present in conversations, really present. You're patient with the people who love you because you're not running on empty. You know your numbers, blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol. Not because you're afraid, because you decided that you were worth paying attention to. That version of you that shows up to the game, laughs without thinking about whether something hurts, is still here in 20 years. That is what this is for. Not the number on the scale, not the selfie at the gym. Presence, longevity, love, made physical. Place a hand on your chest if you're comfortable. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm that has never once stopped for you. Not during the hard years, not during the sleepless nights, not through any of it. Make it one promise. Not a big one, not a life overhaul. One thing you will do differently this week. Because you know what it costs if you don't. The rock can only hold when it's solid ground. Today, you start to build that ground. When you're ready, take one more deep breath. Let your eyes open if you're closed. Move your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. And come back to the room. Are you still the same person you were an hour ago? But something shifted. Something knows. Something now that it didn't before. We're going to honor that. Thank you, gently. The strongest thing a man can do is choose to be well. And you did that today. So we're going to carry it forward. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
Hi, how did it go? Okay, I'm going to take this.
Very good.
Go ahead. Couldn't hear you.
It was going very well. Thank you.
Yay! I'm going to take this moment to answer any questions you might have. I would love to know if you learned something new today, if there is something about this session that stuck with you more than anything else.
The numbers, like that 80%. What was that 80%? 80% of men die. Is it that they die before when they could have prevented the illnesses and stuff? The 80% part.
Yes. 60% of men die of reasons that could have been prevented.
And then they die 5 years. Their brain doesn't take stress as much as women brain does, but yet it surprised me that men takes on so much on themselves and don't ask for help when they need it because they don't think they need it.
Yes.
I think they should put aside ego and just, stop believing in this old adage that says men are stronger when they don't ask for help, and just be a partner, let your partner be there for you, which it's supposed to be, and help to carry the load.
Yes. You're absolutely right. And it's really sad that they think that that's the way it's supposed to be, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, no. And sometimes they think they're in control of their stress, and they're not, because they wake up at night or in the middle of the night, or they can't go to sleep. I don't think it's just tired. It's also stress, and a combination of that, it's not very helpful.
Yes. And we can teach them. We can teach them how to manage stress, right? It's so simple before it becomes a chronic condition. It's very difficult when it becomes a chronic condition.
I think it might be more difficult for them to be vulnerable. To accept help. But what do I know?
Did anyone else learn anything new? Anything they didn't know? If they have any questions or concerns they want to discuss?
The discipline to wake up in the morning and do the exercise. How I get the discipline.
I think you have to speak up louder because I can hear Venetia, but I can't hear you.
He said the discipline to wake up in the morning to do the exercise. How do you get the discipline?
Oh, how do you get the discipline? That's a really great question. So you pair with another habit that you already do. So, for example, I'm asking you to do 10 squats every morning. And let's say you also drink coffee every morning. So while you're brewing the coffee, right, when you're waiting for that coffee to stop pouring in your cup, you could do the 10 squats right then and then. So you don't create a different space where you just attach it to something you're going to do anyways.
An advice that I get to my followers is, if you don't have mom to tell you what do you need to do, please get one. Get one a trainer, get one a, I don't know, but get one that tell you, hey you, wake up, hey you, make exercise, hey you, because normally in the army, you have a sergeant that do, hey, wake up, hey, do that, hey, do this, do that.
Until it becomes a
Because,
habit.
yes, until it becomes habit. Because the first time by yourself, discipline, well,
But you don't need discipline. So what I'm saying is not that you have to force yourself to do it because that only carries you so long. And even the sergeant can only take you so long because the sergeant, people after they leave the military, they also stop exercising. So it's not the sergeant that does it. You have to attach a very strong reason why you're doing what you're doing. And it has to be purposely outside of your own self. Meaning, it's not because you love yourself that you're exercising, it's because you love your son that you're going to exercise so that you could care for him, so that he could count on you. When you find the reason outside of you, it's a lot easier to stick with it. But if you only count on your own drive to do it, you're going to fail. So it has to be something way more powerful than you. And yes, having a trainer works, having a mom tells you what to do works. But if you don't have a why when they go away, which they will, you won't keep up with it. You'll be back at zero again.
because my own experience, I had foundation of my life in another people, and the people disappear. I lost the foundation. Then I need to do the things because it is good for me. No more. I need to grow up because me. No more. No by my son, no by my wife, no by my mother.
But are
Because
you doing it for you? Did that work for you? Are you doing them for yourself? Because it's a noble idea that we are gonna love ourselves enough to do it for ourselves, and it should be that way. But 90% of the time it's not. Because we are content. Because we are not feeling the pain of the heart attack. We're not feeling the pain of the overweight. So we're content. So if we don't find a reason outside of ourselves to do it, it's really easy to stay where you are. If love for your own self was enough, we will all have super bodies. We will be all supermodels because it's a novel idea that we should love ourselves enough to do it. But it doesn't work.
okay, maybe it work for another people, but because I am very, very special and very, very weird person, I lost a lot of stuff in my life. Then I need to be here by myself.
Yeah, and it works that way for some people. And some people do love themselves enough. They carry themselves to the gym and they eat well, and that's enough for them. But if you are in your 40s, right? And in your 50s and in your 60s, and you haven't got there yet, loving yourself wasn't enough. So you have to anchor your purpose on being healthy into someone that you care about more than you care about yourself.
Very interesting conversation.
Yeah. Because if love enough was gonna do it, man, you would be in the magazines. You will have a body of Brad Pitt when he was 20, but you don't.
I believe the brain is able to change no matter what the age,
Yeah.
if the your own purpose.
So the whole idea is that you have to find a purpose. If you find it within yourself, wonderful. That's great. You don't depend on anyone else. But if you haven't found that purpose is strong enough within yourself, all I'm saying is that you could also find it outside of you. You could also find it on the reason you get up and go to work every day. And it's to support your family, to give them a better life, whatever reason you got to go to work. You could use that same reason to take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I will write in my mirror, do the job or suffer the consequence.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
do the job.
So, yeah, and the thing is that the consequences that we're talking about are not loud and they're not obvious and they take a long time to build. And I'm saying that they're urgent now when they're still silent because we can reverse them. If we let them get loud, the job becomes a lot harder.
Okay, thank you. I have the opportunity to change the future right now.
Yeah.
I will do. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Anyone else? Any questions, perceptions, opinions, advice? No? Okay.
No, it was
Yeah.
wow. It was good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very loud in my home. There's nothing I can do about that right now. So I apologize for all the noises in the background.
What
But
noise?
you didn't hear them? That's great. I'm so happy.
Mm-mm.
That
Thank
is
you for
great. So
sharing
I am
with
going
us
to,
your wisdom.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for share with us your wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So the recording of this, I'm going to post it in our YouTube channel that we have now called Rooted and Rising. So you'll see it there. And I'm going to put it in LinkedIn and social media so you guys can see the replay. And then you could also share this information with other people that you love and you think they should know this. That's the whole purpose of this, okay?
Okay.
Right. Love you guys. Thank you for your support, your love, and staying here. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer them.
I'd be
Awesome.
glad. Yes, I'd be glad to form part of this video for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.